All right, ladies and gentlemen, we call tonight's work session to order. Mr. Bowen, will you give us an invocation, please, sir?
Let's go to Father. Lord, again, we thank you for this time that we come together. Lord, we thank you for the safety, giving us traveling grace here. We ask for traveling grace back and many others out there on the roadways today. We do thank you for the spring rain. And Lord, we just ask you to be with us, and we need your wisdom. And Lord, most of all, give your guidance. And we ask all these things in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. That's right. For the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. All right, board members, I need a motion to approve tonight's agenda, or is there any amendments to tonight's agenda?
Mr. Chairman, we may go switch some things around, don't know yet, depending on who shows up, who doesn't show up. I just want you to be aware of that. If you would be patient with that, I appreciate it.
We will maneuver in-house some way. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Tonight's agenda is approved with the understanding that we may move some stuff around. All right, Blackstone Chamber of Commerce. Dan, Dad?
Yes. Thank you.
We have a podium right up there.
Okay.
Dad?
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all for coming tonight.
Thank you for having us.
And Dan, I'm Steve. I hadn't met you yet. I didn't know who I was talking to.
Oh, Steve, I'm Dan. It's good to meet
Okay,
you.
nice to meet
Your
you.
hand afterwards.
Okay, gotcha.
All
All right.
I just wanted to read a little letter I brought with me. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address you tonight. My name is Dan Hamready. I'm with the Blackstone Chamber of Commerce. I serve as the executive director. I stand before you tonight to request support for an event that holds significant importance in our community, the 4th of July fireworks and crew. As we all know, the 4th of July is a time for us to come together as a community to celebrate our nation's independence. It's a day filled with patriotism, camaraderie, and family fun. And what better way to mark this occasion with a spectacular fireworks display in the lights up the night sky. The Blackstone Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with local businesses and community members, has been organizing fireworks shows for years. They have become a beloved tradition, eagerly anticipated by residents of Blackstone and the surrounding areas. We now want to bring that show to crew as well. However, putting on such an event requires considerable resources and funding. This is where we turn to you. Esteemed members of the Board of Supervisors, we are seeking a contribution of $5,000 to help cover the costs associated with the fireworks show. The contribution will go towards securing the fireworks, obtaining necessary permits, ensuring safety through assurances, and promoting the event to attract visitors to our area. Investing in this fireworks show is not just about putting on a spectacular display for one night. It's about fostering a sense of community pride and spirit. It's about creating memories for families that will last a lifetime. And it's about showcasing Nottoway County as a vibrant and welcoming place to live, work, and visit. Moreover, this event will have a positive economic impact on our community. It will draw visitors from neighboring towns and counties, boosting local businesses such as restaurants, shops, and hotels. It's an opportunity to stimulate our local economy and support our small business owners. By contributing to the 4th of July fireworks show, you will be demonstrating your commitment to the well-being and prosperity of Nottoway County. You will be helping to create an event that brings joy and excitement to our residents while also attracting visitors and supporting our local economy. In closing, I urge you to consider our request for a contribution of $5,000 towards the 4th of July fireworks show in Crewe, Virginia. Your support will make a meaningful difference and ensure that cherished tradition continues for years to come. Thank you for your time and consideration.
All right, Dan, if you don't mind, hang there for us if anybody's got any questions. I know as I understand it, the rec has given the go-ahead to use the facility. Is that correct?
That's correct. The rec has given go ahead to use facilities. We did have one resident that's concerned with where we're shooting off, so we have our professional pyrotechnics redoing the map tonight to ensure that everything is safe.
Okay. All right.
Where is it gonna be?
At Hackney Field or up,
Oh,
on the town
complex there?
At the complex there, yeah.
That's next to the train track.
Yes, sir.
Y'all gonna have several vendors, I understand?
We have several vendors, yeah, selling food and wares.
Are they paying anything to
They will be paying for
a spot?
a spot there. That's correct, and that's how we anticipate on fundraising the rest of the money. It's about $10,000 to $11,000 for the whole thing, plus some other stuff, porta potties and those kind of things. So we're looking at $13,000. We're asking $5,000. We're going to raise the rest.
Dan, quick question. Would y'all, I don't know if y'all discussed this with the rec association, is the rec considering maybe opening their concession as well?
That's a great question. We can ask them that. We did not discuss that with them at this point.
Okay, because that may be a way for them to bring some money, especially if they're looking at what vendors are already there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They make them bring some money.
Have you presented to Crew Town Council?
We've not presented to, well, no, we did present
Did last night.
to Crew Town Council last night. I did not, that's why I didn't know. Deborah and Chris Page, who are the board of directors, the chair and vice chair, both presented last night.
They don't have any funding to help, is that correct? I was told they probably didn't. Maybe not.
They do not.
Are they okay with it?
Yes,
Yeah, we've been speaking with Phil, and
they actually seem pretty excited about it. So.
I think it'd be a great thing to do, but I don't know if we got any funding to do it either.
Oh, well, this budget year, so we're still in fiscal year 24. So we have not, and just for this discussion, we normally give each town $2,000 for rec. That check has not been cut yet.
Can we put that directly towards this?
That's all up to this board.
I definitely want to help it do it because, I mean, me individually would love to see it in Crew.
Yeah,
It's
you
never
have
been
to-
there before.
We're having it at Barfoot also, so July 2nd and July 3rd.
yeah, so Crew will be first on July 2nd, and Barfield will be on July 3rd.
The race is-
We recognize nothing of this type has been happening in this side of the county. We want to bring that back. We want to really push out on this side of the county as well, not just push in the middle of Black.
You've got funding for Barfoot.
We got $5,000 for Barfoot from the town of Blackstone. And again, we're going to raise the rest of that, similar costs.
It could, and, I don't know if I was gonna ask you now. Anyway, I'll come back to it.
So when would our donation hit this fiscal year or July 1?
This year.
This year. So it'll be, and the way I understand it, they really need the funds before July.
Have we released any money to any of the towns, the 2000, 2000, 2000?
No. It's the season.
I picked your mind a little bit. First annual one.
That's what I was going.
I knew you was,
That's
you
the
said
one.
annual.
That's where I was going, because I could not find anybody that ever remembered a legal firework going off in Crew or Burkle. Ever. This could be the first time. This could be history in the town of Crew.
We need to change that.
That's right.
One thing I'd like to say is I'm glad the Blackstone Chamber is working in the Crew area
We appreciate that.
because I don't think we need a county chamber. It's one more endeavorment that the county get involved in, and we had a discussion with that before. And at Blackstone, and you already got a lot of members up in
We
Crew.
already have members, yeah, from Burkeville all the way out. I mean, I told Amelia even, but we have that symbiotic relationship. That's what we're going for. Everybody, we want to work with everybody.
Guys, what do y'all think? I mean, I know any amount's going to help y'all. I think, as I recall, you have one major sponsor, and y'all need about 12 to 13 with the marketing and everything.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay. So what if we sent, I mean, just for consideration, what if we sent 1,000 to each town and gave 3 towards them? And if we can find the money before the end of the year, the additional 3 or 2 to fulfill that request, what do y'all think about that?
Well, Burkeville's not getting there too. They're not getting the fireworks.
But they could be next.
They can go down to Crew.
They could be next. It's kind of,
And we sent it to for the town, send the $2,000 each to, what's the purpose of sending $2,000?
The way it's earmarked, we understand it in the price system. It's just called, it's for rec. That's all it says, rec. It doesn't say baseball, softball, this is rec. To each town, $2,000. Some towns utilize it. I think Berkeley utilizes it, keep lights on, but I don't know. They can decide, they can put it in the general fund, do what they want to do. It was just that, it's just the county's part in rec.
There's no follow on.
No.
Once we give them money.
Well,
We actually can't, can we dictate that it goes to the fund?
No.
You'd have to get directly to the end of that part, I guess. But like John said, he said if they have that concession stand open, they stand the potential to make a pretty good sum themselves for the rec league.
Yeah, it could.
They could, that'd be an option for them.
I personally live in Burkeville, and I know that there's not a ton for my kids to do as far as wrecking Burkeville. I just don't think it's big enough to spend the money in Burkeville. You know what I mean? To your point, John, it goes to keep the lights on and that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I think the chemistry has changed a little bit with the rec association. I think that's called is it Nottoway?
Yeah.
And a lot of the ball games, I think, are in Blackstone where they practice in crew, and I'm not sure what's happening in Burkeville.
Last year they had some games in crew. I don't know if they did this year or not. I see an awful lot of people up at that.
My grandchildren play and they're not playing crew because they couldn't find anybody to run the concession stand.
Really?
So
Oh, okay.
that's why they're not playing crew.
All right. I do have a compromise here. If y'all want to offer anything, the remainder of my salary, which would be $3,000 for the rest of the year, I'll give that up for y'all to get this event off the ground. Go.
Go ahead, Donald Trump.
I wish. I wish.
So how do
No,
we?
that's mighty nice of you.
Yeah, I don't
How
have
do we
words for that.
differentiate? Are we giving to crew? Are we giving to the whole chamber so they can do both?
Well, I guess if y'all split it, you
So what
do.
you do, they've got expensive lights there too, so you do the 2 and the 2.
Mhm.
And go ahead and let Burkeville keep their 2. Release it next, so everybody gets 2.
So you
That's okay.
get forward to this.
So 2 goes to Blackstone.
2 goes to the third,
So that's
2 goes to
helping.
the second.
So that's helping, because he's not done fundraising in Blackstone yet either.
That's right.
He's got 2 that stays in crew.
Yeah.
So that's
So crew $2,000 goes to this. Blackstone $2,000 goes to the July 3rd show. And then Burkeville gets their money.
Burkeville gets theirs.
But they do have.
That's fair enough.
That's a compliment. That's a great compliment.
And I'll give the other $1,000 out of my salary.
Wow. Thank you, John.
Then we had 3 for them.
Huh?
We had 3 for them then. For their request is 5.
Oh, no, you're right.
4.
I'll give you the whole salary, remainder of my salary.
If
will be
he gave you his
$3,000.
whole salary, that'll get you to 5.
I would. I'd hate to take the salary from John.
He got plenty of money.
No, it needs to happen there. It needs to
Well,
happen.
I ain't gonna let you go to Long Dove and take it all. You can have 1,000 of mine and you keep 5 in yours.
Well,
I ain't gonna do that to you.
Well, Sarah, let me throw this idea. Let me throw
I'll
this.
throw 1,000. You throw 1,000. He throws 1,000.
You would make it much easier for our finance
County.
county. If you just take your check, and you donate what you want.
do it.
Okay.
Well,
And
whoa,
where-
whoa.
That'd probably be the best way to.
Well, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. You'd be prepaying a supervisor for the next budget.
You can't prepay.
No, I'm not gonna prepay.
I
I'm just
told-
saying,
I told Chris last night that I was willing to help personally also. And so let's do that personally. Do whatever you guys want to do.
Between us, you'll get the money. How about that?
I appreciate that. We're excited. We need to make this happen.
Still
Crew
need
Crew
to-
deserves it.
We're gonna do the 2, 2, and 2.
County.
Yep.
And then we personally
And we'll come up with the other 3.
support our community.
Appreciate that.
Meeting Thursday night.
so we'll put on agenda. I would recommend in the motion that, because don't wanna start something we can't keep, but that we would call this startup.
Yeah.
Like a one-time deal.
Right, because, we got a lot of things ahead of us.
I'm a citizen.
We got an awful
They
lot of
need
things.
this. They'll enjoy that. Hey, it's free too, right? Unless they purchase something from a vendor.
Correct. Yep. It's free for everybody.
That's good.
The hope is we bring in so many people
You
to
get that
commerce.
50-50.
If we have an annual event like that, it starts to bring more people to town. You're gonna know you're always having one in crew.
But y'all want to advertise that as an annual,
Oh, yeah.
first annual?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Love it.
first annual.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I like that.
First annual shoot your eye out.
Well, hey,
I appreciate it.
yeah, good luck. Anybody have anything else for Dan? Dan?
Nothing as far as funding goes, but we just make sure we get the sheriff and everybody involved, parking, road, I don't know.
Yeah, I think y'all run point on
Y'all got all
that.
that. We're working on that.
You mentioned security.
Good deal.
How many people y'all have for? A few thousand, aren't you?
Hope for 3,000-4,000. Yeah.
I hope so.
Hope so.
You wish you never would.
It never would hurt to set up for the donation area. Would it or would it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at the event.
Yeah, no, I mean, anything helps. I mean, anything helps. It's a fundraising event, that's for sure. We're trying to give back to the community as much as we can. So,
Well, we appreciate your new energy and coming to
Yeah,
our community
we do.
and
Thank you.
taking on a role.
I appreciate
Looking
that.
forward.
Thank you very much.
You, sir.
All right.
All right.
I'll be talking to you. Call the office, give me, I'd like to get you my cell phone.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah, man.
Good meeting you. Dickie, nice to meet you. Yes, sir.
Oh, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
you said-
Thank you, sir.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Take care
so
of you
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing what y'all do.
Good to see you.
And you're going to greener pastures, I understand that? Leave.
I am staying as,
She's not the-
chairman of the board for the.
Okay,
Chamber of Commerce,
okay.
so
She left the paid position, left the state on.
Oh, okay, gotcha, okay. Good. All right,
All right, animal shelter. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
so animal shelter, so, Dickie, we got a few hiccups and, Dickie had called me this week and we had some conversations. The money is still, for the building is, $375,000, in which we can use ARPA funds. We have to get it stipulated that it will be an animal shelter, and I've already contacted Gary Elder to help us settle this agreement.
Right.
It was another stipulation?
Yeah,
I'll let Dickie.
Mr. Boswell wants to make sure that, I call him clerk of the works, but they call him,
Project man.
project manager. That's gonna be included in that a project manager is gonna be appointed. He wants that in the
plan.
in the plan, yes.
And we talked about that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to hire somebody. We've got Shane and then.
No, we can give that assignment to somebody that's
And then
already.
you
qualified
hired,
and say,
Steve,
you are the
who did you
project.
hire around the complex? What was that fellow's name? David?
David Redford.
Yeah, but he's maintenance guy, yeah,
So we got, and then Steve Bowen,
right.
he's a physical plate.
And then plus whoever takes the project is the manager, right? The building manager.
See, here's gonna be the problem.
He wants a liaison between the CARES money and
Yes.
the
Right,
contract.
that's always,
And that is fine. And that can be somebody that we want. We don't have to hire and spend more money.
That's right.
Money that we don't have.
We'd rather spend it on the shelf.
Right.
So, once we've accepted a bid, the contractor is gonna be the project manager for the project. But if they want a liaison, they want a go-between to decide how that CARES money comes into the project. I don't know that we need to hire somebody, and it wouldn't bother me. Well, what about, so there's a man named Mike.
Yes, that's the one we're talking about.
Mike Gentry.
So why
No,
can't?
no, 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 no.
So why can't Nottoway CARES hire Mike to spend their money?
Well, that was the other thing we were talking about, is we gotta figure out a way that the county can receive this money from CARES.
all right, so,
Well, we gotta take-
Daphne was talking about a resolution, there was a,
We have to have a specific document in order to take donations.
Right.
You don't.
But all it is a meeting, and someone make a
it's a
motion. to do it
resolution.
And open the account for the donation.
That's right. The attorney could draft that motion.
so, all right,
The
so,
resolution. I mean.
So if Mike works for CARES as a project manager, so then Mike worked with our contract.
Then they'd be winning two ways. That's
I
right.
think,
See,
I think what this is what their apprehension, okay, so let's talk it through. So it's two parts of this money, we have $375 for the building, and then it's 75,000, 74 something, right, it's right, 75, the architect. All right, that architect's gonna be contract under us, okay, he's going, and y'all made a motion in a meeting, you said you made it very clear, you want to only build what the state requires, that's what you said. All right, that's what this guy's concentrating on. That's what he's on contract. How am I gonna get, and I don't know how to do this. I can project manage all day. If he says he can put 12 runs on the right side, I'll be there every day and make sure 12 runs on the right side. I'm not worried about that. But what if they want put a cat room or something over here? Because we got a lot of building here.
You mean the catio?
What's it called? Catio.
Catio.
All right, let's put in there. They need a catio. How y'all don't want that. That architect he's not agreed to that. How am I gonna get that done?
They're not gonna put the catio in. But CAS can later on if they want to.
So that's what we need to decide. Are we gonna
Well,
finish
another thing is a
our
project manager.
project?
That's.
Is a project manager,
Mr. Boswell, he wants his commitment before we buy this building from you?
yes.
We already
I
got,
haven't talked to
we already,
Mr.
hey, tell Brother Jack, we already got a contract on the building, that won't no way in the contract. Did he sign a contract already?
No, Gary
He
Elder.
did that contract?
I'm Gary Elder, so wait, he the contract.
Well, what I'm telling you is,
I understand what he wants.
and see, he's concerned, and I don't blame him. He's concerned that he sells a building to the county and it's not stipulated that it's gonna be an animal shelter, number one.
We're
And
gonna
number
put that
two,
in
that
there.
there's not a project
that's-
manager in place
We can
to
put
make
that in
sure
the
it
contract.
gets done. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a project manager would have to, all they could do is go under what the board gives them authority or Steve.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. But he feels like he doesn't have that in place. He's not sure what's gonna happen.
In other words, what he feel like,
He,
If we give him a commitment in a contract that we're purchasing this building for an animal shelter. from
Correct.
Nottoway County, that Nottoway County is gonna own and pay for with Nottoway funds.
correct.
it meets state code,
That should be sufficient enough for him. And the project manager could be somebody that already wrote and say, Mr. Bowles, I'm gonna work with Cal, I'm gonna work with you. I'm already employed by the county. And that's another question I was gonna ask a while ago. We was talking about the 12 runs. We should be subbing a whole lot of this work out, or we gonna have a general contract and let them sub it out.
we're gonna bid it out.
Yeah, we just gonna bid it out.
We gonna bid it out.
The whole project? The whole project?
You see, that's,
You think we need to do little, but you're not thinking that way?
that's the here's the
Look.
thing. And, I've been going to the meetings, and listening to the group. And number one, they're concerned because it's been going on for over 5 years.
I can understand.
And number two, Mr. Boswell is concerned because, he's let it out, he's gonna let us keep what's donated, he's already donated. So we'll have a good chunk of land there in that building. He wants to make sure that that building is used for an animal shelter and that it's done, and he wants a project manager to make sure that it's done according to code, like Steve said.
With Mr.
And that-
Boswell, care to know, I mean, I'm being serious.
Right.
His time to be the project manager, you couldn't pick a smarter one to do it.
No, he's not gonna do it. I can tell you that.
They have somebody that wants to do it.
That's correct.
But Steve just brought something up. We built the state code and then CARES gets to come in and add the amenities.
Let me ask you this, Bill. We said build it to state code. I've been thinking about this often. CARES has already raised over $500,000.
Right.
When we buy that building and say it costs us $75,000 for the architect and another $1.1 million to bring it to state code.
Right.
When we go to spend that 1.1 million, are we gonna be able to fund that 500,000 and we only have to pay 600,000? Where's the 500,000 for
I think, I think what they're
Are they holding out for the patio or catio?
that's one of the things. They've
They
got,
gonna come out of the money they raised?
they've got somebody that said that they would donate it. But they want to make sure it's plans in.
Donate the catio.
Yes, the funds to put that in there.
So that's in addition to what they've already raised.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
mean,
we gonna get-
that's my
We gonna
understanding.
get the 500,000 to put more of what we gotta put in that building.
I think what their plan is,
I don't know that you got that.
right. I think their plan is, okay, the county brings it up.
4.8 million.
The county brings it up to code, okay? Then, if there's something else that they think needs to be done, then, hey, we've got this money, we would like to see that done. The cat patio, or whatever you wanna call it. They were hoping that those cages, those runs that they got were gonna work, but they're not gonna work.
I know that.
So, that's gonna be another thing. And they talked about people donating one run, put their name on it, that type of thing. But they want a commitment from the county. And I think that's why Jack wants a project to say, hey, he can work and he does not have to work with whoever the contract is not gonna want two bosses.
No, I agree.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So if
Would it be asking Mr. Boswell too much, Mr. Ingram, if he wants a commitment from us for a project manager, we want a commitment to use that $500,000 for the improvements of that building?
well, he's not gonna do that.
He's not. Well, I thought that's what they raised it
Well,
for.
they raised it, in other words, they want to do things that they have raised the money, like cat patio.
I thought it was, they raised the money to get the animal shelter. I didn't know it was nothing specific.
All right. Shane Hawkins works for the county of Nottoway.
Right.
nominate him as project manager for Green Cares.
And he deals strictly with CAS and the contract,
And this board,
and it's both.
he doesn't go talk to the contract.
Here's what I think you got, guys. All right, so check this out. Bear with me for a second. I'll put it on.
He don't talk to the contractor, he's project manager? I mean, would he, should he?
When they got involved, what did they call?
There you go. All right,
You
hold
said
on.
enough there.
All right, hold on. Let's look at this through a different lens. Okay. What if during the RFP process, you take the project manager and meet with the possible contractors? I think what they're trying to avoid is a wall here, but during the building process, if
You don't
as
want
you're
to knock
building the wall,
something down.
there you go. There you go. So what about during the RFP process to turn this into a state coded animal shelter? Any other prospective contractors will meet with the project manager from CARES and say, this is what we want here, this is what we want there. So when they bid that out, they figured that out. But in the meantime, this additional work is funded by CARES.
Right.
This additional work is funded by CARES. The one thing I fear with that is that may scare some contractors off. Saying, I thought we were gonna build a building. Why is it two different groups
I think
involved?
the contractor is a second part, it's a second phase, guys.
Right,
We gotta get it drawn up, so
that's right.
maybe, maybe.
An overlay.
Maybe this, maybe if I can get the architect to say, hey, you and I got a $75,000 agreement. Will you make another agreement with them to help
Yes.
draw what they need
And know what you get
in the
an
same
overlay.
building?
Right,
Look,
right.
our project
I
is
think
here.
we do it. Get
But
Mike-
that's the first
get Mike,
phase.
what's his name, with the architect.
Right,
But at
we
their
can't-
cost, but at
At their
CARES cost.
cost.
Yeah,
Additional-
right.
We're not going back to
Right. I think you do it for free for that.
All right, so if we've got a
You got
$75,000,
$500,000, you can do $500,000.
that's right.
We're not, the county's not doing anything other than state code on the existing.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure that.
I
the
made that clear to
contract-
him when we met.
Yeah,
I gotta make sure the architect.
Kenny will
agrees.
bring it up to
Yeah.
code, and whatever
All right.
else y'all want.
Then y'all do it.
so we got our architectural plans, then he, if he so chooses, can meet with CAS at their expense and do an overlay of their possible projects. Then they can shift that out to contractors when we're gonna bid. So this is what the county's paying for, this is potential of what they're gonna add on to it.
But you still designate Shane at this moment,
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
because, otherwise we're gonna hire it before we buy it, then we gotta advertise.
There you go. I'm fine.
We take
Shane
five-
knows what he's
take
doing.
5 years.
But it's been a long time, but I still want to, and I know y'all might get aggravated when I ask this question, but I want to know what they're gonna do with, I mean, if you tell them, okay, you hire your architect and he overlay with that, well, that's coming out the money that they raised to help us do this thing. And I realize they've done it because they want to nice thing.
Right.
But at the end, I want to know, okay, if we spend $300,000 for our royalties and extras that the state does not require,
Right.
the county's gonna get $200,000 to help out with the expense of acquiring the building and making it improved. Are we gonna get that?
Yeah, that you'd have to ask them.
So I think it's about the mission too. It's their mission to get the animals, dogs, cats, whatever, adopted. So just like we're probably gonna put I'm just saying, we're gonna have to have some kind of front counter when you first walk in. It's gotta be something there.
Oh, it's going to be a nice.
Right, okay, so that's gonna be something that we'll probably pay for.
Right.
But if they wanna put a glass puppy thing, so somebody can walk in, look at them and go, well, damn, that's pretty. Cause they ain't got over there with the dogs barking yet. You with me?
Yeah, well, they gotta have this will be a visitation room and all.
Right, that's right. So that's what the way the architects will draw it for us, we may have a whole lot of empty, I call shelf space. We have shelf space.
That's good.
Yeah.
When you
But
look at
that's
it,
right, and they wanna fill that shelf space, but how do we get them? And I gotta get that architect to agree to something there.
I'm fine, as long as that architect does what we need to do within $75,000. If he wants to go work with them, do an additional overlay at their expense, and then whatever they're spending in there, they're using their money, and then if there's money left over and they want to donate it through a resolution back to the county, so be it.
That's what they'd already agreed upon doing to help
I have a question.
get the building.
As I've sat here and listened to y'all go back and forth, go back and forth. What does our comprehensive plan spell out about an animal shelter? We want something that's state code, but what, everything we do is supposed to be mirrored and spelled out in our comprehensive plan. We're setting a precedence, and I told y'all this when we got the money. I appreciate everything CARES Group has done.
We ain't got it done yet.
We're letting nonprofit group dictate how we build our image.
No, not.
No, because we
We've
just want
already
to
put it
say
in a
code.
motion. We're not doing it. They're looking to add ons. Ours is committed to $75,000 state code. We're committed. We're done.
See, I told them,
You don't make this agreement with.
Well, yes, we can, because if they keep digging in the hills, we can go look for another piece
I
of land
told
building
them,
that
I
building.
told them at the meeting I attended the other week, that the county was gonna pay to get the building up to state code.
That's right.
What I said.
Yep.
And I said, anything else, that y'all wanna add in,
It's on y'all.
it's,
That's right.
and this is what I told them. I said, we're trying to figure out a way that money can be donated to the county. Because I don't think you want two people paying this contract, I'm not gonna want two people paying.
No,
I'll bring that up. Who's negotiating with Jack Boswell? 3 of you, 2 of you, 1 of you?
I was negotiating with it, but that fell through the
I
cracks.
sent an email to Jack Boswell and said, is this what you agree upon?
I
And that was only about cost. And then I forwarded that same email to Gary Elder to say.
will
get
make
it
this
started.
request. Any communications negotiating with Jack Boswell comes from this meeting.
I'm good with that.
I'm just bringing back what he told me.
Yeah, but you ain't negotiating. He ain't
No,
talking.
no, no.
Yeah, he ain't talking about that.
But you can't
I'm
do
just
that.
bringing back what he told me at the CARES meeting when I attended. I sent out an email.
You're the liaison for the
Exactly.
board, the CARES meeting,
Exactly.
with any discussion of
Certainly.
numbers, dollars, anything like that.
And Jack communicated with Steve.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you can't negotiate. You can't negotiate with Mr. Boswell in a CARES meeting.
I wasn't
No,
negotiating.
No, I know you wouldn't, Dickie, but I'm saying I can't. I mean,
No, right,
and Dickie was going there just for informational.
right. To try to give them some information.
All right,
So
so
I'm gonna go on and say that. And whoever feels like they need to get thrown under the bus, get under that. I negotiated Mr. Boswell down to $350,000 he agreed to. He called me and said, Bo, has anybody ever want to pay you more than what you asked? I said, no, but I'd greatly take it. What you talking about? He said, your county board said 375. I said, well, I guess 375 it is. So I told him, I said, you ought to give me personally 12.5 for that money I negotiated. Joke. But that's God's honest truth. And actually, I told Bill that. And that's probably got a whole lot to do with his statement that it needs to go through Steve instead of he, she, it, where.
Alright.
Because he agreed to that 350.
I was just making it clear to one person.
Oh, I know you did.
so
But I'm talking,
I
but
never made a
somebody went
comment.
back, and said, we're gonna go and do the 375. And I read he thought,
Wasn't me.
both said Thursday night, 350, and I agreed 350. But I'll tell you 375.
It was not me.
I know what you, because you didn't even know it. I didn't even tell you.
I didn't know. I mean,
We don't have feet long enough.
And whoever knew it,
Don't
nobody
be
knew it or they
verbal.
wouldn't have done it.
We just gotta reach an agreement.
so
we can move.
so make sure I'm hearing right. No, if they want a project manager, they need to pay for it. But I got, but here's what I need to do. Let's just do phase 1. Let's don't do phase 2 yet.
Right.
The building, that's a whole,
Yes.
and you might be right, Bo, we might need to phase that out, do the outside the building first, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can do it to save money, but bid out different ways, so the one general contract. So I'm gonna talk to Jack and then say, all right, so Jackie, but I need this, I need the, are y'all okay if I can negotiate with the architect to have some type of negotiation with them?
As long as we're not paying for it.
No, we're not paying. I don't know if I don't even know he would do it. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Your point. All right. He called him and told him 375. He called me. What do you want to do? He called him, said, what do you want to do? And I think you called the rest of them.
Y'all didn't know I had done it 350 because you wouldn't agree to 375.
Right.
But it was the very next morning. I talked to him Thursday night at 10:30, 10 o'clock. Friday is when he found out 375. He called me and said I was offered more than what me and you negotiated. So I actually offered him 300. I started that in low, and I talked to him for an hour and a half.
I think.
And it was a good discussion. And I'm not mad at him, and I'm not mad at nobody on this board because you didn't know it. Perhaps I should have called everybody that night at 11 o'clock and said, hey, listen, man, just so the numbers get mixed up. Mr. Boswell just said he gonna let us have 350 and keep the other. And then he said he wanted 375 if he financed. And I said it was 0% for 100 years. I remember the conversation I had with him. And he started laughing. He said, no, I'd have to charge you some interest. I said, well, then it's not cheap interest because You done built $25,000 finance fees in the well, but I appreciate you wanting to do it. He said $350 cash deal, $375 if I finance. But I'm gonna think about my interest rate. That's what he told me.
County government should not finance through personal individual.
Well, he's not going to.
Ever.
And
Well,
we
he
really
made
don't-
the
we
comment
don't-
to me, and this is his comment to me. He said, I told him I would finance it for 4%.
He,
That's a comment he made to
yeah,
me.
that sounds.
And I said, we got the money. We don't need to finance it.
Mhm.
He said, well, I'll do it if you want me to do it. I said, well, I understand we got the money.
The cash deal was
So that-
what I said it was.
Jack needs to agree to sell us the building for the price. Let him know that we have a person that is taking care of the LRA right now. He can, Shane can help. Act as a liaison. We have the person. Let's get the building bought, get the architect in. Do John's overlay at their dime, so that we don't have to replumb or knock a wall down or something like that. So they can look at our design, but there's no additional funds coming other than state code coming out of the county. Right.
It
I
just,
told him that. I said, this,
just for
County's
not,
gonna set up the
just for
same
your
code.
knowledge, we don't have a true isolation room we have now. And we can't take any more animals in the animal shelter we have now because of polio. We in 10-day isolation. So isolation rooms matter,
That's it.
you know, and that's state code.
And that's state code.
That's right.
So that animal comes in, goes in that room.
And nobody wants to start this thing over, go look for another piece of land or anything like that. But we're ready to build.
Yeah.
So sign the paper,
We
let's
don't need
go.
no, that's right, sign the
All right.
contract, let's get moving.
I'm glad you said that because I heard you over there saying, well, I thought we were signing a contract. We can't sign anything yet. Okay, I'll tell you why. Mike Gentry called me. He said, Steve, let's call it a hiccup or a wrinkle. I said, oh my gosh. Anyway, when the town of Burkeville rezoned for the animal shelter to come into town of Burkeville, they rezoned only that plat that he was given to, not the building. It's not even zoned right. So I can't buy a building. I can't buy a
We
building.
can't buy that building because it's not zoned for
And
animal
so
shelter.
they tried to get it, and Burke's got to tell me tonight. But I said, Mike, you can't do it. You got to advertise.
That's right, you get 2 weeks.
So,
Advertise
so,
2.
so I'm telling you now, it's all 4 weeks.
That's fine.
Vicky, you don't know that. That happened late
Okay.
yesterday.
Don't take that long. Get permission. Well.
Well, we got,
do that.
yeah, I gotta have.
does Jack know that?
No, well, wait a minute. Let me back up.
Jack ain't watching.
Well, wait a minute. Let me back up. If Mike Gentry knows, there's a good chance Jack does. Mike and Jack.
That's true, that's true.
My information came from Mike Gentry.
You can sign a contract pending, so
Yeah, MOU.
let's get the
Okay.
contract signed.
So keep moving.
Get the contract signed, get signed, we can pen closing, wait on the zone.
So that's part of one problem, and but that's okay. It's just something about just like that picture we were talking about. It gets getting cursed. We can't get moved. The second part of the problem is when we do sign, if we get it designed, we got to have money. So one thing we're looking at, and I had a conversation. This came out of DACO VML Finance. John Montorio. He said it's a possibility, Steve, that you can use that $1.4 million and that's what's in your package. Then when you got Industrial Development Authority, you can reorganize that, bring that back, and you can borrow money from yourself, and it'll cost you no interest. Then you make payments.
Well, loss of interest is costing me interest, because if you use money, you're not getting paid interest.
Well, you're losing interest. Well,
We're not getting much on that little piece of money.
Speaking of, speaking of USDA grants for animal shelter, are we, who writes the grants for our county? I know these towns got.
CRC.
CRC has said that there wasn't any animal
That's right.
shelter money.
Yeah.
I was told
me last night, so there-
I was told last night there is too.
I don't
For
know.
a grant for a county population under 15,000.
We definitely,
He said under 20,000.
But I'll tell you,
Under 20.
under 20, excuse me, yeah, because we had 15,
yeah, we have a CRC meeting tomorrow, right?
You want to fool it, so we want to fool it then.
Turmoil too.
USDA is good, but it's low interest, and you can pay it off early with no penalty.
Yeah, they are.
So it's good. We should have been
You
doing
talking
that
about
years
funding
ago.
for it, but I was talking funding and potentially some money that is a grant that does not have to be paid
I
back.
don't think the USDA does fool with any grants.
I didn't think they did.
I don't think it did.
Well,
From
we
my
can,
perspective,
I'm telling you,
They really don't.
CRC is,
Grants?
Grant.
I know it's.
Yep, USDA grant, that's the grant we're trying to get.
But it's been a few years back when it.
That's through USDA. Philip gave me that.
But I thought it was a minimum interest fee. That's how they make their money to keep the stuff back.
I don't know.
I know by farming. But yeah.
All right. But you asked a question,
So
we don't have a
somebody-
we had to go through CRC, we don't have a grant writer for the county. We don't have.
Well,
We put the question.
So CRC's tomorrow, if you guys can inquire again about USDA and possibility of animal shelter. The gentleman was supposed to email me. the information.
Yeah, same gentleman probably talked to me, but he told me.
And our county inspector has approached me and he said he's looking at some educational opportunities. And he said he'd like to try to do a couple grants, see if we can help us out with housing and different things like that. So but I mean, he's still our building official. He's not gonna be a full-time grant writer. You know what I'm saying?
No, he needs to spend the time to get into working on our flight stuff.
Yeah.
He can get some grant money to help the family or help
Who's on
somebody.
CRC?
Dickie's primary, I'm the alternate.
If you don't mind, make sure you include that number, under 20,000.
Okay.
They may be looking
You
at the
know
wrong
now,
spot.
CARES has a grant writer.
Well,
He
yeah.
does a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, what's,
Linda State.
Atlanta State.